All right, here we are, and this is Carnivore Ken's version of take the dogs for a walk and update my suntan so I can get that great vitamin D from the sun. Plus, I want to talk to you guys about a couple things. Yeah, here I am having great results on the carnivore diet. That's right, having great results on the carnivore diet. So what do I recommend? Now, of course, anything I say is not medical advice, as everybody knows. This is just good old Joe Blow on the internet. But what I would do, if you are not already on a keto diet, it'd be pretty dramatic to go from a standard American garbage food diet to carnivore. So what I would recommend would be transitioning to a carnivore diet. And the first thing I would do, if I was on the standard American, that would be I would go keto. All right? And my version of keto is eating low glycemic fruit. Not a whole lot, but you can eat some berries. Those are a little glycemic. Maybe a grapefruit here and there. You can eat vegetables. And then meat, eggs, cheese, dairy. You wouldn't be drinking no milk though. You want to keep everything as low sugar as possible. Alright? So that's what I would do. I would start out with keto. And even that's a little transition, but you can eat a lot of things on keto. I would just start out with that and maybe do that for, I would say 2 or 3 weeks. You know, you probably start losing a ton of weight just going from standard American to keto. You're going to lose a bunch of weight. I mean, I did. I lost, God, I went from like 210 down to like 165 when I went keto the first time. But I just lost a ton of weight, but I lost a little muscle with it too. And that's another perk of the carnivore diet, because I dropped a bunch of weight, then I regained a bunch of weight, got back up from, I went from 165 to like 195, and then I went carnivore. And when I dropped the weight on carnivore versus keto, I maintained all my muscle. So now I usually, this morning I weighed in at 171. I'm pretty much as strong as I ever been. I didn't lose my any muscle like I did when I went keto. So anyways, I would, if I were you, I would go keto for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then I would transition into the full carnivore diet. And that would be meat, cheese, eggs. You could eat like sugar-free yogurt, and pretty much stay with that combination. Meat, you know, seafood, whatever, anything that has a heartbeat and blood pumping, you could eat, and then go with the dairy. Now, I've been dairy-free and egg-free for the whole month of January because carnivore, the annual carnivore month, World Carnivore Month for the month of January. So, I gotta tell you, no eggs, no dairy. Cuts down on your variety, but feeling the best I've ever felt. I mean, my abs are getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and I'm maintaining pretty much 170, 171 every day. Haven't really lost any more weight, but yeah, I've been eating usually 2-3 times a day. I haven't been doing too much fasting. I was fasting for a while before World Carnivore Month. I was actually did a couple weeks where I did a 72-hour fast, but for the month of January I really haven't done any fasting because I'm just eating meat and feeling great. So that's what I would do. I would go keto, and then carnivore with the meat and cheese. And then if you felt like you weren't getting the results that you desired still, I would go, when you go carnivore, I would stick with the carnivore with the meat and the cheese, so you got a little variety for a while before you try what I've been doing for the month of January, just meat. So, you know, you want to phase it in. You don't want to shock your body too much. You know, what can you expect? Yeah, massive weight loss, massive fat loss, and when you go for your next physical exam, your doctor will say, man, you look great. And after he runs your bloods and he finds out you have high LDL, he might start flipping out, because they don't understand anything other than, most doctors anyways, don't understand anything but low fat, low calorie diet, lean meats, etc. Because most of them are still stuck in the old way that saturated fats cause all our problems. But I think they're wrong. I think it's metabolic syndrome that causes all our problems. It just makes more sense. We are born making cholesterol, and I don't think Mother Nature would inherently have you, you know, something that's a poison to your system right out the get-go. So I'm not buying the whole LDL scenario. So anyways, that's what I would do. Transition in, get into the carnivore diet, and then you'll feel like all the rest of us carnivores do. It'd be like every day you wake up with a little skip in your step, full of energy because you're burning apparently fat. Since I don't eat any carbs, I feel great every single day. So something, where am I getting all this energy from? I'm eating for the month of January. I mean, it's like January 26th right now. 0 carbohydrates, at least consumed. I mean, maybe some meats have a little carbohydrates here and there, but I'm getting my energy from somewhere. Yesterday we did upper body and we did sprints, and today we did lower body and we did sprints. So 2 days in a row doing sprints. I was some of the cold weather there for a while was making it hard to sprint, you know, at 7:15 in the morning. So, but we made up for it the last couple of days, and now today is nice and sunny, so I'm making up for not getting no vitamin D lately. So the only thing about this warm weather, it makes it more difficult to cold plunge, which I really enjoy doing, but I have to in this warmer weather, I don't like to cold plunge unless it's under 50 degrees. So I have to go buy a bunch of ice, use all the ice from my my house, and to get the water down to the desired temperature. So that is one disadvantage of just having a basic cold plunge. I know eventually I would like to invest in a system that keeps the water chilled for you, which I was checking on Amazon. There's units for a few $100s that possibly would do that and keep your cold plunge down to your desired temperature. Because, you know, if the water isn't gonna chill you to the bone, I don't see no point in getting in it. Because all that desire effect that you're looking for is when you're fighting that you know, super cold water off, and your body has to fight to adjust, and all the blood is rushing to your you know, your vital organs to keep everything going, because it's like, what the heck, are we in distress? Our body is getting shocked by this cold water, because that cold plunge is it's a big shock, but it's you know, the endorphins, you just feel great afterwards. I mean, there is really something to that. So what else is going on in life? I told you how to transition, so be brave. If you're you know, maybe your current diet is doing great things for you, but if it's not, remember there's always another option out there. You have not tried keto, give that a try. If you have not tried carnivore, that's another option. You know, right now, just look down and look at your belly, look at your waistline. If you have a big belly, you know, most likely that means you have a fatty liver, especially in older people. I would say anybody probably above, you know, 20, 25, if you have a gut, you're probably starting to get a fatty liver. And certainly if you're several decades old and you have a gut, you can count you have a fatty liver. And fatty liver doesn't sound good to me. Doesn't sound like that's a way to optimize your health. So, you know, once you get into the eating regimen, you tend to not want to drink alcohol. You don't want to take any big chances and feeling messing up your system when you're feeling great all the time and you're just getting high on life, because life is good. And you'll find there's some other benefits too. You're gonna be yeah, your wife is probably going to be a little more happy in your extracurricular activities with her, if you know what. Because everything starts working better. You'll start sleeping good at night. You won't have acidy stomachs. You won't have irritable bowel syndrome. All those things will be fixed, in my opinion, if you follow the proper human diet, which is the carnivore diet. Human beings have been eating meat for millions and millions and millions of years. If you need to really hear all the statistics on things, I highly recommend Dr. Shafee, because he has it down to a science a lot better than I do. But I've listened to Dr. Shafee, serial listen to Dr. Shafee so many times that I get it. I get the main gist. I get the idea that you know, how humans lost brain size and height when we entered into the agriculture revolution. So when people started eating a lot more plant matter, we got shorter and our brains got smaller. We must have been, yeah, if we would have just stuck with the meat, God knows what. We would probably be flying to different planets right now, because we'd have such bigger brains, right? And then, you know, a lot of other things. You know, the mainstream tries to push all these healthy cooking oils on you, know, canola oil, vegetable oils, all that. And what's amazing about that whole thing is when they came out with all these healthy oils, you know, they can see that all of a sudden cardiovascular diseases started spiking way up. And, you know, they can't make the connection. But, you know, the vegetables and the canola oils were used for industrial purposes. And then all of a sudden they figured out they could put them in a bunch of food products, and you know, it's a big money maker for big food. And then they're trying to pass on to you that these things are healthy. Well, when you look at the increases in diseases and all the problems that humans have, you know, that we can tell that that's not the proper way to go. And I put out my last walking video about a cardiovascular and metabolic health in the United States, and I've seen a bunch of other ones where they just go by metabolic health in the United States. So but if you combine cardiovascular and metabolic health, I got it clear now. Right, again yesterday, it's only 6.8% of us. So, you know, we're Americans. I don't know about other places around the country, but Americans are extremely unhealthy. So, you know, and I wish I would have did this. You know, I'm 64 now. I wish I would have did this years ago, Because how much better could I have been at 64 if I would have been on the carnivore diet for the last 25, 30 years or whatever? I mean, I'm feeling great now, but you know, if I had never let myself go, maybe I wouldn't have the calcium problem that I had. And of course, the only thing they can offer me for the calcium problem is statins, which just increase your calcium score. If in my eyes, that's what my cardiologist told me. Okay, it's increasing your calcium score because it's you know, stabilizing all the soft plaque. Well, with all my sprinting and everything else, if I had a bunch of soft plaque in there, I think I would already had a stroke or a heart attack by now. Because, yeah, and my cold plunging, let's say that, I stress my body. So I don't think I have too much soft plaque. Why I have calcium? I don't know. I think it's because I still am, last check I was still pre-diabetic with that 5.9, but I think just eating meat to my next, if I can do it. I think I'm definitely doing it for the whole month of January, but you know, maybe February 1st I might want to have a couple eggs and cheese as a cheat meal. Cheating with eggs and cheese on a carnivore diet, right? But I'm going to try to stick with not eating as much eggs, because I was eating, I did an egg challenge where I was eating 28 eggs a day. That was just it. And you know, I usually on a standard day I would eat you know, maybe 8, 10 eggs in one day. And you know, thinking back a couple million years ago, unless human beings had a bunch of chickens available, you know, they probably weren't eating, you know, 10 eggs a day. So I'm just gonna eat eggs, not as much anymore. Stick with the meat and the fish and the cheese. A couple million years ago, I don't think anybody was making cheese either, so that would just be my treat food. Cheese and eggs for that, you know, when you're just getting bored with just meat, which you know, it can happen to a degree, I guess, but you don't ever get bored of feeling great, that's for sure. So if you get bored of that, there's something wrong. I don't think you will get bored of that. But it's just you gotta get through that transition of going from that standard American diet, vegan diet, which, you know, as I stated earlier, vegan diet is no way the appropriate diet for human beings, because you have to supplement. I mean, they openly admit that you have to have B12, so it's not the proper human diet. And also the pea protein, you know, the soy, that, you know, the animals, I mean the vegetable sources of protein are not as good as the animal sources of protein. The animal sources of protein are much more bioavailable. So, and I understand vegans are environmentalists and they worry about the poor animals, and you know, as a carnivore, I don't want it. And I love animals, but I'll eat them because they're going to die anyways. And no animals live forever. So, I mean, you know, if they have a good life, and when they're brought down for your eating health and pleasure, if they're brought down humanely, you know, I don't see a problem with that. I don't think we should be inhumane, but we want to kill them humanely, and we want to also keep our prices low so people can afford to eat carnivore. But I would never go vegan or vegetarian, and I will never eat bugs or meat that they make in a petri dish. Nope, no food slop for this optimizer. I'm not eating that way. So, you know, it's been a pleasant walk out here. This temperature is just about perfect for us folks. My daughter should be getting home from from school pretty soon. I'm out here before all the kids are out of school. I thought, got a couple minutes. Yeah, maybe this walk will probably end up being like a 45 minute walk after I hang up my camera here. I'll pick up the pace and maybe speed walk, work up a little sweat. But I really don't need too much exercise. I already got my exercise in, but the more, the better. Remember, if you don't move it, you will lose it, right? And who wants to lose it when you're retired and you're finally getting to enjoy life without having to run for that time clock and punch in every day and do that daily grind? You know, you get to retirement and you have your health still, you can enjoy your retirement years. So, you know, that for everybody that's young and watching my videos, as you can see, you don't have to be sitting around being all broken down and not doing anything. I could do anything I want to right now. I could take jiu-jitsu if I wanted to. And the reason I don't, my neighbor does, the one that works out with me in the morning, is because I don't want to get injured. At this stage of my life, I really don't need to roll around with other men and ladies on the ground choking each other out, because my whole focus is on staying injury free and optimizing for longevity. That's where my love is. And you know, I know too many people that done jiu-jitsu and they get injured, and that's fine. He's a lot younger than me. My neighbor is he's only 38, so you know, if he gets injured, it's a lot different than a 65-year-old getting injured, right? Well, 64, but I'll be 65 this year. And that's it. I just want to do a little pep talk. I plan on doing in the future a little heavy vest walk again. I got that 60-pound vest, and some of my I wear heavy ankle weights, and the farthest I ever went was like almost 5 miles, I think it was. Man, the heat of the South, that one was very, very taxing. I lost a bunch of weight on that one. It was hard. But lately I've just been resistance training and sprinting and eating that meat, feeling great, trying to get proper sleep, and staying away from alcohol, and pushing away those artificial sweeteners, right? So anyways, I hope everybody out there is doing good. I just wanted to get on here and do a little pep talk as I'm sucking in this vitamin D, which they say the best vitamin D is from the sun. So you got a chance, get out there and get some. And if you're in a cold place of the world, a freezing place, well, you can use the cold air for your cold exposure while you're getting a suntan and getting that vitamin D. So eat meat and have a great day. Carnivore Diet out.